Round 7 is done, and welcome to the AFL Today Show. I'm your host, Liam McAllion, also known as the Stats Guy, the Hawks man in the corner. He's always got the Hawks scarf on a Sunday night. Wasn't the best win, but he'll take it. Liam Mullaly, how you going?
I'm back. Feeling happy after a win this week compared to last week. I have not taken this top off, weirdly.
Weird? That's why it stinks in here. Oh, jeez. We've also got Marcus Bazzano. He had a beautiful little toddler's Essendon kid on. And now he's,
now
he's taking it off.
You're making it sound weird by saying it is right, by the way, but you're just making it sound very weird. I fit into my woolen, classic woolen Essendon Guernsey. I think there was Herds on there, Matty Lloyd.
Here we go. Signatures. There we go. That could be worth a bit of money.
I reckon you didn't make a wish.
Yeah. Well, now you do. Now
you do.
On that, maybe we should do a little short on that, I reckon. AFL Today AU, check out the socials. So AFL Today AU across all the socials except for Facebook, that's Aussie Rules Today. Make sure you subscribe as well. You wanted me to get the subscribers up for YouTube. Hit the bell as well because it goes a long way for the notifications. Marcus, you never have the subscribers up, but I've heard that you've got them up for once.
I can thank Leo for that, but I do have an exact number for you this time.
Yes, that'd be good.
6,853.
There you go.
Road to 10K, good. What is it?
Before round 10.
Before round 10.
So that's actually
we're going to get
3
close,
rounds
I
away.
think.
Oh, we've actually slipped behind a little bit.
We have.
We need more
it's because of you guys as well.
Yeah, no, just subscribe. That's all right. We'll get some more subscribers here. We're going to go have an awesome show as always. Actually, it was a really good round of footy. A lot happened. We're going to do the ladder check, of course, the round 7 results. We're going to split up into the games with the stats and a few other things that we all love. We're going to have best on ground, team of the round, things like that as well. Tipping results. So we went a little bit better than last week at least.
Last week.
We
don't talk about last week.
No, we don't talk about
this week was a bit better.
It was. So before we get into that, let's get into the ladder check. All right, ladder check. Here we go. As a North fan, this is my least favourite segment. But we got on the top, we got Collingwood in 24 points, 140%, lads. They're absolutely flying at the moment. Second is the Brisbane Lions, also on 24 points. They've needed that little bit of a percentage booster against the Saints.
I think they went up about 7%.
They did. They needed that just to stay in touch with some of the other teams. The Gold Coast Suns, they're flying. 20 points, 150%, 5-1. They've been really, really good. The Hawks, your Hawks, Leo, 5-2, back in the top 4. Are you happy with that?
Sure.
Oh, jeez. Must be nice.
Nothing is ever good for this man.
I know. Our teams are down.
Just pessimistic.
You're the most pessimistic man. You've won enough flags. Anyway, in 5th is the Adelaide Crows, 16 points. They're 4-3. GWS go down to 6th. They're also 4-3, but a little bit less percentage. So they took a bit of a hit on the weekend against the Dogs.
Yeah, there's a lot of clubs 4-3 at the moment. I think it was 5 other clubs.
Oh, yeah. So all the way down from, 5th to 10th are 4-3. So then we've got Geelong, Western Bulldogs, Freo, and Port Adelaide, all on 4-3. The Dogs have gone really well. Geelong, bit of a shock loss, so they won't be happy with that, down to 7th.
Yes.
And then, Freo got a good win. Port just got over the line against the Roos, obviously. Carlton and Essendon are both on 12 points, but Carlton are now, they've jumped them. They've jumped Essendon, so Marcus won't be happy about that one.
Yes, but we should hopefully have a free win on a blockbuster Thursday night.
Or that could be your famous last
game
words.
in hand against Gold Coast.
True.
Oh, yeah, that stupid game in hand on the ladder. Then we've got St Kilda. Oh, sorry, I've already mentioned St Kilda. Then Sydney Swans are on 8 points, 14th still. They just look really
bad.
bad.
Losing and Alex is gone.
Yeah, where's Alex? He's on the show. That's a good point.
Is finals done, or are you
not yet
putting a line over?
Yeah, I am.
I'm not
gone
at the moment.
They've got too many injuries. Chad Warner's not playing well. Heaney's not at his
Hawthorn
best.
did it from 0-5 last year.
But to be fair, they're 2 games off 5th.
Yeah, I'm not prepared to rule out.
I am
that way.
I'm ruling them out.
All right.
Sydney, gone.
Cool.
Then we've got the bottom 4. Melbourne are on 8 points. They're 2-5. Richmond also 2-5. That's not as bad as people thought.
Respectable.
North Melbourne, still 1-6, 4 points. But we're not the worst team in the land. West Coast Eagles 0-7, 55%.
I reckon they'd beat you if you played this weekend.
Ooh. You reckon West Coast would beat us?
Yeah, but that's a story for another day.
That is a story for another day when we actually play. All right, round 7 results. This was an awesome round of footy. Let's get into it. Leo, you're going to start us off Thursday at the MCG. Please, sir. The Anzac Day Eve clash.
There was one word to describe this game of football.
Here we go.
I think I said this last week, actually. Scrappy.
Yeah, I agree.
Incredibly scrappy. You look at it, I think it was a very low inside 50 game, 46-43. So a lot of ball being played in the middle of the ground. Both teams just not really, they're a bit scared to put it inside 50. They don't know what's going to happen.
Could you read the scores before we get into it, please?
That's a great point.
Just so the people know what's going on.
You did it last week, I did it this week. Melbourne, 12-11-83, Richmond 9-9-63. The pre-game ceremony, Anzac Day.
I love it on
It
the
was
Anzac Day.
fantastic.
Yeah.
The phone lights.
Yep.
Very good. But yeah, as I touched on, the skills early were not ideal. The Tigs brought the forward half pressure, though. 1 goal margin at halftime.
Halftime. See, it was very similar to the Freo game where, they've had like 3 or 4 games where they look good in the first half.
You mean Richmond against...
Richmond against Freo,
Yes,
sorry, yeah.
yeah.
And then the second half, they just dropped off a bit, yeah.
Yeah, is that third quarter, wasn't it?
The third quarter was, Melbourne kicked away in the end. But again, scoring seems to be an issue for both sides.
Yeah, and Richmond did kick a few goals late. And do you read into that? Gawn was off the ground for all of those goals.
Really?
Yes.
And he was best on, probably.
He was best on. He had 25 disposals, 34 hitouts, 12 score involvements, 6 clearances. As a ruckman, not only 25 disposals, but nearly half your possessions end in a score.
He's
And
a
that's
beast.
phenomenal.
He's back. So everyone thought he was gone. People thought Cherry was gone. Like, it was just a coning up there, but Gawn is well and truly back.
Yeah, he was superb. I thought Richmond tried to block his runs a few times, but it just didn't work at all. But yeah, the junk time goals, is it junk time or what are we
We're
calling
calling it
that?
the Nick Larkey goals? Is that
I
what
think
we're
we
calling
should
it?
start calling them the Nick Larkey goals.
Yeah, okay.
Put
And
some respect on that man's
We'll
name.
get more
Hey,
into that in the North game.
Yes.
But
Let's not.
overall, I think, Melbourne with Gawn off the ground, were a bit sloppy defensively. And Tigers, if you're a Tigers fan, and this goes into how the fan bases are feeling, you're probably thinking, all right, look, that third quarter really let us down, and probably the start of the game as well. But apart from that, there's
still good signs.
something there.
They have good
There is.
pressure. So you touched on the third quarter. It was 39-8. Melbourne's way in the third quarter.
Yep.
And they also, the D's have had their most disposals in a game in the past 3 seasons. So they dominated on the ball. Tom Lynch, I wanted to see him have a good season. He played all right.
He could have had a
He could have had like
bag.
7. He kicked 2, I think, out in the full, 3 goals, 7 marks. He could have had a massive day.
He played well, but he came off a little bit early, I believe. Injury scare?
Yeah, he did, but I think he's all right. He's done that at almost every game this year.
Yeah.
He's made a glass like Jack Silvani.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. There we go. How the fan base is feeling? You touched on it, Leo. Melbourne will start off. They at least got the job done.
Melbourne fans are probably like
Sigh of relief.
2 in a row.
We're back. Nah,
Not back. Had to win that.
Yeah.
Just get over the line, build the season from there. And I touched on Richmond fans probably just happy to see still some of the green shoots performing well.
Yeah, other than their big loss to, was it the Saints? They've shown.
Port was a big
Oh, yeah,
one.
Port
They've had
I'd say 5 of
it's
their
periods of games letting them down.
5 of their 7 games, you can see, like you said, good shoots and good things happening.
Good shoots. I
Yeah.
said green shoots.
Why did I say good shoots? I don't know.
Weird
Oh,
one.
there we go. That's the little timer there.
timer.
I didn't know that was on. But yeah, that's the Melbourne versus Richmond Anzac Day Eve clash. Let's get into the big one, the biggest game of the weekend, the biggest game of the year, regular home and away season. Anzac Day Friday, Marcus.
We were there.
We were there.
It was a great game. 92,000, which I've heard people saying, is that a bad crowd for Anzac Day?
Well, the last 2 have been 96 and 94.
Anything over 90 is good.
It was wet, raining as well. So, I think it's still a great
Still
crowd.
awesome
Wasn't it?
crowd,
The atmosphere was great when we were there. Dacos, as skipper, first game as skipper on a big occasion on Anzac Day.
Yep.
To kick the first goal of the game in the way he did really set the tone for the Magpies in the first
What's
quarter.
going on here tonight? Can we just get the scores for the start of the
Oh,
game,
sorry,
please?
mate. I'm not used to this. 16-11, 107 Collingwood to the Bombers, 10-6-66.
There we go. You just didn't want to read it out.
I think
as a Bombers fan.
a little bit, but I think that margin of 41 points is a little bit harsh.
I agree.
I think maybe 4 or 5 goals.
Yep.
Would have been more respectable for the Bombers, but they're too clean in the wet. Collingwood, they're so good, but my Bombers, they made a little bit of a comeback late in the second
quarter,
early in the third as well.
Second quarter, you're up out of your seat. The scarf
I
was
was
in the
like,
air.
don't do this to me. They've done it again.
Actually, I got a fun little story about that. You were in your Essendon polo, brand new Essendon polo. We rock up to MCC. Oh, Marcus is in a t-shirt without a collar. That's not ideal.
Yes.
At 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so it was a mad rush to find something.
polo?
So
No, he bought the polo
polo.
here
Bought the
because he
polo,
forgot
that's
to
all
wear a
right.
bloody collar. It's the
That's
number
how
one
slow
rule.
I am.
That's
the
all right.
number one rule.
and I feel a bit fat now. I had to get an extra large.
That was the
Well,
other
that's
size.
because they didn't have a large. But anyways, back to the game. Merritt, he got plenty of the ball, but again, just didn't have the impact. One who did was Durham for the Bombers.
Yeah, he was good.
From the
2 in a
Bombers'
minute
point of view.
in that second quarter.
Yep.
Yep. The scrappy one off the left was good. It just shows he's the one player who shows a bit of
Grunt.
He's got the
Got a
dog in
couple
him.
of goals,
The
yeah.
Kako set play where he shanked it to him.
He shanked it to him. That's when it
200
started.
IQ.
That's when it started. But like the Bombers do, they get my hopes up and absolutely disappoint me.
Is Kako? I love him, but he's going to get dropped soon because he hasn't done anything for.
I think
He had a
persistent.
lot of pressure. He'll keep his spot for
Persist.
against North. Yeah, because he had.
Actually, he could kick a bag against North.
Oh,
He had 21
well.
pressure acts and kicked a goal. He did his job in the wet. But for Collingwood, it's always Jamie Elliott and Steele Sidebottom who dominate the Bombers, as well as Penderby. There's probably a lot of people
Is
that
it
do.
2011 again? What's
Yeah, I
going
know.
on?
Yeah.
Well, he rolled back the clock, didn't he? He had a great game.
5 goals. Yeah.
Yep. Well, Jamie Elliott, yes. And then
Oh, sorry.
I was talking about Steele
I thought you were talking
Sidebottom.
about Jamie.
Both of them.
Steele Sidebottom had a handful of clearances. He was just everywhere, all around the ground. Jeremy Howe as well, intercepting for fun.
was
So,
really good.
yeah, Collingwood get the chocolates.
They were way too good in the end. Like it was weird. The Bombers put up a good fight. I thought Nate Caddy was really good from the Bombers. 19, kicked a couple of goals. He looks good on the big stage. Peter Wright, I didn't even know.
I thought he played fairly well considering it was wet.
I-
He kicked one or two,
Yeah, I didn't think he did that much. But
but I think that's more of a selection issue from Brad Scott picking 3 tall forwards when you know it's going to be torrential rain at the MCG.
well, Brad Scott's just a was it tactical mastermind? Brad Scott.
And when he makes a decision, he's not very,
He's very stubborn.
susceptible to other people's feedback.
No, he's not, is he? I just wanted to. The people were arguing about the Anzac Day medal. So Sidebottom had 15 clearances, a career high for a guy that's like 50 years old. Not bad. You obviously had both Dacos's played really well. Josh Dacos had the most disposals.
He had about 15 in the first, halfway through the first quarter. It was ridiculous.
And then Elliott had 5 goals. So who was your Anzac Day medal?
I would have gone Elliott,
Really?
probably. Yeah, 19 and 5
Yeah,
in the
true.
wet, I think. Yes, let alone five goals on a good day. But in the wet is even better.
Fair. Good call. Now, how the fan base is feeling? Collingwood, obviously top of the ladder.
Colin, they're happy. They're
Yeah.
laughing. They've got this the theme song still playing at home right now, whereas the Bombers, it's just like every year. Positive signs, but we're not going to get there. It's just going to be another year like that.
You're like the only Bombers fan that I've met that doesn't have really high expectations. Oh, we're going to make the finals every year. I feel like Leo would back me up on that. A lot of Bombers fans are a bit one-eyed.
I don't reckon they're,
I'm
they
battle-scarred.
all know that they're bad.
Nah, I don't know about that.
But in game, they get a bit too much.
Yeah. And
It's
then,
like-
Bombers, yeah.
It's like having a disobedient father who hit you when you were a child. You just expect the worst.
Oh, that's a bit of a somber note. Oh, talking about something else a bit brighter because what the hell is going on over there on the couch? Anzac Day Friday night at Optus Stadium.
What was the score?
The score, because I'm actually going to do this properly, lads. Fremantle 12-13, 85. Adelaide 9-13, 67. Now, after quarter time, this was a really, really pretty good game. But the Crows just didn't turn up. I said they're going to have a fast start. They are the best first half team in the competition. And because I said it on the show, Crows disappointed me. Crows disappointed me all last year.
What did I say?
Yeah.
I said they were due a bad start. So if you
Yeah,
want
and then
some
you
advice,
said after that, you're like, oh, that's not great. That great advice, but yeah.
But
Did
to
I
be
say
fair,
that?
we did back them to miss the 8, stats guys. So
That's true.
Adelaide,
don't
yeah.
hate it.
It's true. But yeah, that wasn't ideal. So they had a 25-point lead at quarter time for Freo, which is the exact opposite the way I thought this game was going to go. The Adelaide were really strong in the second and fourth quarters, but they just needed a more well-rounded effort. They show that little spurts and things like that. But it was one in the middle. You got Jordan Dawson, who's, I don't think he's been at his best. He has really good games, then he just fades away.
a bit like the team.
Bit like Adelaide,
Yeah.
exactly right. But Brayshaw and Sarong, unbelievable. Probably one of the best combinations in the midfield in the AFL at the moment. 71 disposals, 16 clearances between them. Like,
Yeah.
you can't do much
Do
better
you reckon
than that.
Sarong heard what you said and was like, cop this stats
I
stats
pretty much
guy,
said that he was
stats
almost
boy.
Yeah, he put me on my phone. What did I say? I can't
He said
remember.
he's
bit
like
washed.
he's not. He doesn't really give the impact. Gets nothing touches.
He was getting nothing touches
Ooh.
this year, and I don't know.
He gave a big FU to.
He got a lot of clearances. I think he got like 10 clearances. So
Yeah.
and Brayshaw got the medal as well for the game, which was a pretty good effort there.
Yep.
Thriller, he had 3 goals, but he was struggling to make a full impact. Only had the 9 disposals.
Yeah, he got a finger injury
Yeah.
at some point throughout the game towards the end. So, look, I don't think he's going to miss any action. But
He
still.
went off a couple of times, so that rattled him a little bit.
Without Fogarty, it's still decent signs because Fremantle are very good defensively. They're very structured.
Yep.
So, to kick 3, he's going to be a great player.
Yep. Yeah.
Already is.
Yeah, he is. You know, is he already? Is Thriller a great player already?
He's a
Nah.
great player.
No, is he?
There's players you just watch and you're like, he's a great player. Like Connor O'Sullivan today, I'm like, he's a great player. I know it's only his second year and he's not really proven.
No, that's a good point.
But
Yeah.
you just watch him, you're like,
Good point.
He's a great player.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Freo as well. They did this last year where they shut off at about 3/4 time. I think Eliza Riley, we've had on the show, Code Sports, she always writes articles.
Yeah, they never ran out games.
They never ran out. So,
yeah.
not that Adelaide were going to make a full comeback, so they're lucky they had a big lead. They didn't score a goal for Freo in the last quarter. And they still won by, 3 goals.
Yeah.
So they're a bit lucky. I don't know. There's something missing from this team. They should be a finals team, lads.
They should be.
What do we think? Like,
They're
what are they
vanilla.
missing?
They're safe.
They're vanilla. Like their coach.
Yeah, exactly. You are. Yeah, the coach is probably just.
You are what you eat. Was that what you were about to say?
I was about to say that, yeah.
So I'm a big fat slob because we just had a big burger. They're not good. Not good.
Well, just letting the audience know.
Yeah,
all
that's all right.
For those just wondering,
dirty.
I wanted to do a mukbang with all of it, but let us know if you want a mukbang.
That's why they called you Big Puppy on the cricket show.
Oh, bang. No. Oh, let's hug it out, boys. Hug it out, please.
Oh, I wanna touch him.
Did we want a mukbang? Actually, let us know in the comments. There we go, Larry.
That's what I said.
Let us know in the comments about a mukbang.
We'll
I
bring
don't know.
that back. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah,
I don't know if Alessi behind the camera wants to actually hear us eat though.
I know. She's got the headphones on. Don't know about that.
Yeah.
Don't know about that one,
She's
boys.
going to have to.
All right, how the fan base is feeling. We'll start with Adelaide. I think they're a bit worried. They're a bit worried. Like, they had a really good win last week.
It
Didn't show the signs.
they're not.
They're like an 8th to 10th team, but they're not like, they're not the top 6 yet. That's what they're aiming for, is top 6, I think.
It's going to be
Same as Freo, though. Same as Freo.
similar to the year that they got knocked out by that controversial goal
ghost.
decision late, the Ben Keys one, where they had a great percentage, but they just could not get it over the line. And I feel like that's just unfortunately where it's heading again. They got to shape up a bit.
Yep, I agree. And then what's the other team? Freo.
The other team.
The other team. The purple team, as with some commentators
The
would call.
Dokers.
The Dokers. They're very similar, though, because they didn't.
Yeah, for sure.
They're very similar teams. They're both teams that should be aiming to top 6. But they're just not good enough yet.
Get the 4 points, get into a similar competitor, and then move on to next week. Look, it wasn't a great performance, was it? But they got the 4 points.
Yep, I'm a bit worried about them. Saturday, Marvel Stadium. Leo, you're all across this one. Your beloved St Kilda as you're in a Hawks
They're
top.
breaking my heart.
St Kilda versus Brisbane. What happened in this one? The scores and then a few stats and things.
St Kilda 11-7, 73. Brisbane 17-16, 33 scoring shots. That is quick math right there. 118 points. Lions, they were pretty wasteful early. 4 goals, 6 in that first quarter. They should have been absolutely smashing them by more. Zorko and Will Ashcroft both ended with 34 plus disposals. They were insane.
Beast in it.
But the main guy, Lachie Neale, 31 touches, 3 goals. If you don't mind Lachie Neale, 3 goals, 12 score involvements, and he's just an elite gut runner, isn't he?
He was everywhere. He every time I just saw on the TV, he just popped up and then he'd kick a goal and then he'd be at full back and then he's so good.
He had a slightly underwhelming start to the season for his standards, for his high standards. But now he's kicking into gear. He loves playing St Kilda and did it again.
Yeah, he was sensational. And do you reckon his gut running is a little bit goes unnoticed for how?
Yeah.
Well,
known
he
as that
should. He has
inside-
birds tattooed on him, so he should be able to
Yeah,
run
look,
our game.
he's
Sure.
he's got some of the worst tattoos in the game. I'd
Ooh.
say. That's my
I'm trying to talk him up here. Why are we having a crack at him?
I'm just getting
The man kicked 3 goals.
Would you rather want Neale's tattoos or Libba's tattoos?
Livers.
Oh,
I don't even know.
No,
Livers
Liver has the greasy guy from The Simpsons. He's got a
It's
fruit
good.
and nut bar. I definitely don't want either.
And I tell you who doesn't have tattoos but speaks like he should, Jack Higgins. Not that much impact, but he had great forward craft and accuracy with 3 goals. He was superb. A
He's been
shining light.
You're saying that, but he had brain surgery, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a big scar.
No, but he
that's
was
all right.
already a bit weird before that.
Oh, you're just saying you just want to call him thick.
No, yes.
Yeah.
He said his heart beats.
Why are we getting off track here? I'm
said
talking
his
about the football.
He said his heart beats 1 million minutes per second. Remember? So just saying.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm not having a crack at him.
Oh, yeah.
Just quietly though, did you guys see Ross Lyon or Hugo Garcia? Do we think that's a
I didn't see it.
controversy?
What happened?
So I think he just basically just sprayed him and subbed him out, and
Oh,
few choice words by the looks of things. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
But
People aren't happy
few
with it.
people in the media are like, we're past that these days.
I think every now and then.
But he's a young kid. They're saying you can't do that to a young kid.
also,
but
young kid in AFL is still
grow
19 or 8. Like,
Yeah.
you're an adult.
I thought it was fine. I just wanted to raise it to see your thoughts.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hipwood, he's having a good month. Is he?
Just because I put it in the run sheet doesn't mean you have to
have a
rate
go at
it.
him.
No, I think he is. He's got 5
I
goals, 2
reckon
goals.
last week we said he wasn't. I genuinely.
Well, we had the good second half in gather round.
No, he's got 4 goals, 2 goals, and 5 goals in his last 3.
All right.
And then before that, I think he had 1 goal and a fair few touches. So I'm saying he's having a good month.
All right,
That's my opinion, but you didn't have to read it out.
No, I'm reading it out. I want to talk about it. Lads, I'm trying to stay on topic.
You're doing well. You're doing a good job.
Nas was solid, 32 and a goal, but was he a bit sloppy?
Yeah, he had 4 turnover, but I swear he had more. Every time he got the ball, I think he had 16 touches for about 20 SuperCoach points at one point.
Yeah.
He had a lot of the ball, but just didn't have that impact that he usually has. He was turning it over. A lot of Saints players looked like they were just a bit shaky against like a bigger team like Brisbane. And this is the old Saints way. They've dropped off.
They just got rattled because they were scoring so much. And Ross has said, no, we're defending first, and everything's just now just out of whack, and they're playing classic St Kilda football.
They are.
How the fan base is feeling? Well, Lions, they'd be feeling pretty good.
Yep.
They needed to bounce back. They've won the last 7 matches against the Saints by an average of 32 points. So they probably went into this thinking,
We got this easy.
probably win it. And they did. And they're happy. And they're in the top 2. So
Yeah.
no complaints. And Saints fans like myself are not happy.
Like yourself.
They want more.
Myself.
You need to change colours on there, mate. I don't know about that.
I've got it on underneath.
Got it.
If they won, I would have taken it off.
But
and
they're Saints fans like, oh, we're doing this again.
they're doing it again, aren't
Doing
they?
it again.
They've done it again.
They've done it again.
And as we finish talking about one of my teams, we talk about another one of my teams.
Oh, wait, what?
Segway.
None of these are your teams. Oh, yeah, they are. Sorry.
Oh, jeez.
He had
Saturday-
to ruin it.
Shambles.
Sorry.
By the way, you guys were terrible.
I was purposely trying to have a laugh, mate.
Well, I'm just sitting here, man.
Yeah,
I wasn't enjoying the conversation.
We're just vibing, mate. You can just jump on the journey.
I was just so enlightened between what was coming in between both my ears.
Yeah, it was beautiful. All right,
Absolute
Saturday
dross.
and right, stuff Ross line. Saturday at the Adelaide Oval, Port Adelaide. Sorry, Leo's other. I can't keep up with all your teams. Port Adelaide versus North Melbourne. Port Adelaide 14 goals, 13-97. North Melbourne got really close, but 13 goals, 10-88. Oh, boys, I'd obviously rather lose by. What did we lose by? 9 points than
Carlton.
100 points, but. We could have bloody won this one.
These are the
We
games
coulda
you have
won.
to win.
Oh.
You have to stop having these honourable losses and take the momentum when it's given to you. And you had chances to win the game as well.
It's the first quarter, though.
That's all it was. North. I should probably not say
No, I
we.
say
every time.
we. Be
Fine.
proud of
We
your crap
at
club.
North Melbourne matched them or beat them in every quarter after the first quarter. So we played really well. Just the first
Do
quarter.
you want an award?
What was that?
Do you want an
No,
award
I'm
for
not
that?
saying I'm not happy with it. But yeah, it's really frustrating. It was a 7-2 first quarter.
Yeah.
Really fast-paced power. They looked out the gates a bit. Our defense, we had 3 young guys in defense, which held up really well after the first quarter. But I think we were a bit rattled. Hardiman is only in for his, I think it's
Under 10 games.
yeah,
would be.
4th game or something like that. He was really good, I thought. He was really composed.
Yep.
Jason Horne-Francis, though, he was the big talking point. Not only did he have 27 and a goal, but he was a bit of a brat.
27, 1 goal, 17 fights.
Yeah, 17 fights, 3 50-metre penalties. He was a bit mad.
Yeah.
He copped it from Ken, didn't he, at 3/4 time, I
did.
believe it was?
And
Yeah.
he walked off.
So I saw Lloydo, I think it was.
Yeah.
Maybe it was someone else on the Sunday Footy Show said it's a droppable offence or nearly droppable offence.
No, but
What
not
do
if
you
he's getting
think?
27 and a goal.
Yeah.
But the only thing I will say, because I can't stand Jason or Francis, take an ice bath, mate. Take an ice bath, mate. There we go. That came out.
Got him there.
Jai Simpkin did get him a bit dirty, which I've said on this show before. Jai Simpkin's one of
Yeah.
the dirtiest players in the AFL, even though I do like him.
But Hornet probably needs to just rein it in a little
Yeah.
bit. He was superb,
Yeah.
so he probably can't be too critical.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's droppable.
He cost him a couple of goals from his 50s, though.
but
so,
you can't be
yes.
treating Ken like that.
No.
That's just not on. I will stick up for my man Ken.
Oh, wait, stop glazing Port out of this is wrong. Surely it feels wrong. No, it
Look
feels
at what
wrong.
I'm wearing. It's nothing's been more right.
Oh, I don't know about that. Georgiades probably could have had the biggest game ever. He just sprayed a few. So this was
Are we talking about the misses here?
yeah, that's what I'm about to talk
okay,
about because
sorry.
he was a
Yeah.
part of the misses. 6 easy misses, including 2. There was 2 from the top of the goal square.
In the space of
In the space
2 minutes.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
wild. There was 5 50-metre penalties in the game. Shocking umpire. As a North fan, we got the rub of the green, that's for sure. And it was just an awesome game of footy if you were a neutral. I was just stressing the whole game. Paul Curtis, we can touch on him for other reasons, but he was really good. 3 goals again. I thought he was probably one of
But he can't win the Brownlow now.
He can't
3
win-
goals for as many weeks as he got suspended.
So
Let's touch on it.
Let's touch on it.
Have a rant.
Paul Curtis simply just tackled a man. He put him into the ground and his head, yes, did get concussed. But it was the most normal tackle that happens every single game. Happens every single fight every 5 minutes in an AFL game. There was a tackle exactly like that. Harley Reid had exactly one that we were watching in the office.
Noah Bolter did a pretty good tackle, and he got jail.
Yeah. So maybe he's gone
jail time for it.
Maybe Paul Curtis has gone to jail for this. That's what the AFL want. If they give him 3 weeks, what are they giving Noah Bolter? Anyway, that's another story. But this is a joke. You had a bit of a rant on it on our AFL Today AU social, so check that one out.
Yeah, it's not his fault. It's just that when he tackled him, Josh Sinn's knees is what forces his body and his head to go towards the ground. And we saw a very similar tackle in the Hawthorn game when the Wizard chased down Harley Reid. It was similar in terms of falling sort of on top of him. Harley Reid fell on his knees first. Obviously didn't get concussed.
You know why he didn't get concussed? The Wizard put a spell.
The wizard put a spell on him.
Yuck.
That's good.
Nah, don't like that.
He said it was good.
That wasn't good. That wasn't good.
I like it. I don't know.
Anyway, are we all in agreement that's 0 weeks?
0.
Yes.
So we got a poll up on AFL Today AU. I think it's 88%. There's been
Where is that 12%?
There's a few people that said 1 week, and most people said 0. So
It should be 0.
Yeah, it should be 0. And
This little North Melbourne fan would not be proud.
Can we see it?
If you can't see it, this is Stats Guy McAllion.
it's too blurry, mate.
Oh, it turned off. Okay, well,
We can put it in the show.
That was very anticlimactic.
Yeah, we can put
That's
it in.
more
the
editing
screenshot.
for
We can
me.
get the
Yeah, Leo loves editing, so it's all good.
I'm not putting that in.
Anyway, last one I want to touch on is Luke Parker. He was awesome in game 300, 27 and a goal. Probably his best performance as a North player. I think he was really good. But
7 games.
Port got over the line. They were a bit shaky, and I'm not confident for the rest of their season because of that.
you've got an absolute star on your hands, though.
Who?
With George Warlaw.
Oh, he kicked a clutch goal.
He kicked a very good goal. And just the way, I love the way he goes about his footy.
He's so tough.
Yeah.
Lastly, do we just want to touch on Lachie? Is he junk time Lachie?
Yeah, he was very uncharacteristic.
I don't think most games he isn't, but this is the first game I've ever watched where he missed easy shots. I think personally.
It is
30
so-
straight in front, 40 straight in front.
It's so tough to say because he is the most accurate kick in the game.
And he's kicked it. He's
But
won us so many games.
My argument
quarters.
for this, and I'll just say it quickly, is that North Melbourne have been terrible for a long time, and he's kicking goals when you're down by 10 goals.
Yeah, but he's also won us games.
He's never really had to kick goals in close games.
That's true. Maybe he's not used to it.
It's just one to watch.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Every time it gets a little bit close, his kicking goes a bit amiss. It's probably very tough.
That's true. Anyway,
Come
we've
to
touched
Hawthorn.
on a lot of this game because of the suspension as well, but how are the fan bases feeling as a North fan? Look, we actually put up a really good fight. I think we could have won that. There was a few shots we sprayed, so I'm a bit filthy. But at least we showed something, and it showed a bit of fight, and we didn't concede 140 points. So
Yeah.
there we go. And then Port Adelaide, Leo, you're somehow a Port fan as well.
Very happy.
Are you very happy with that? You won by
After that
9
performance?
points.
Mate, I'm stoked.
No,
Three in a row.
I'd be a little bit worried.
Yeah, a little bit worried. Loss is coming, I
A
reckon.
little bit worried. All right, next game, Saturday night. This is a really good game as well. At Manuka Oval in Canberra. GWS Bulldogs, Marcus, with the scores.
GBS 11-8-81 to the Dogs 17-11, 113.
11-8. Does that equal 81?
That was 12-9.
That's what it says here on the AFL
It's
app.
12-9.
Oh, the AFL.
Oh,
That's not
the
run sheet.
AFL app's got that wrong there.
Somehow, the run sheet is better.
12-9-81. AFL Today's better than AFL. We've
That's
heard it
true.
here first.
It's not hard. They're giving Curtis 3 weeks.
But how are the Dogs that good?
Right, they got that dog in them.
They got-
Hell,
oh
they
my
give us a
God,
bar.
get
Give us
out.
a bar.
Get out.
Is this more the Dogs or is this more GBS?
It's
No,
both.
it's Dogs.
It's
Bevo's
both.
back. They've got a guy called
Never
the
left.
Flying, Bond back
back.
inside. He didn't even
Get out
he
of
didn't-
harm's way because he's going to kick 4 on you.
Yeah, 4 goals, career high 4 goals,
What was in Leo's
22
group?
disposals. Toby Green, who everyone says is the most important forward
Who?
in that GWS lineup,
Oh, yeah, we were
as
talking
one of our
about that
friends,
last night. Yes.
one of your friends loves to say, but he was off again.
Yep.
I think he only ended up with 50-something SuperCoach points and had 30 the week before as well. But
Yeah, he's been struggling.
they're in a little bit of a rough patch now, GWS. They've lost to Adelaide. They've now lost to the Dogs.
2 games they could have easily won in hindsight, in terms of before the games happen.
Yeah.
You go
That's what they
You
should
know,
be winning that game.
another guy that maybe his skin folds aren't the only thing he needs to worry about at the
the
moment.
package,
What's the opposite of a package?
the stamp.
The stamp. There we go.
The opposite of a package is just Australia Post, not just delivering packages.
Yeah, he's not delivering at all.
The
Just
Uber Eats
Australia
driver
Post.
going to the wrong area.
Yeah, the Uber Eats driver
was happened before the show.
meeting me in the car park 2 levels below, and I was running around.
Meeting someone in the car park, it's a little bit shady.
I
What are you,
promise it was
Jamara
a
Uberhagen?
reach. What was that?
Sorry. Next point. The Dogs forward craft was on top. 61-45 inside 50s compared to the Giants.
Yep.
And scored in 50% of their inside 50s in the second half. They just went a little bit rampant, particularly in the second quarter.
They
and they just
dominated,
continued. They continued that trend throughout the
third quarter, though.
third and last. They kicked 5 goals, 3 in the third quarter, and 6 goals, 2 in the second quarter.
A lot of goals from their mids too, which is a good thing to see.
Exactly,
With Darcy out, people were going,
Where are their
the
goals? That's
And
true.
As I said, Harms, you got Kennedy. West has been in good form.
He has.
He's not one that I've been a fan of in recent years in terms of his output.
Yeah.
But I think he's in
I feel like
form.
he's working a lot harder than he
100%.
used to do in previous seasons.
Really turning into like a pressure forward. Like playing, if you're playing on him as a defender, it's hard to play against. And I love that. That's great.
And the move for Rory Lubb, Rory Lubb, sorry,
Rory Lubb, the Lobster.
Rory Lubb, the Lobster. Up forward, he played particularly well. He kicked a few snags. I'm not sure about the
Skin
dome.
fade.
Yeah.
Come on. That's the
got
that's the
Mega Man
worst.
going
The Lobster looked like he got shot in the head, but that one.
It's also left
Don't
him with
know.
very little to work with for future weeks.
I don't know. Surely that's not growing
Yeah.
back for a while. He looks like a bowling ball out there. I reckon he buffed his head.
Toupee? Question mark next week.
Toupee.
Or I would
Heard
love
first,
for
Rory
someone
Lubb.
to play with.
How many
with a
TikToks is his
toupee.
girlfriend going to do about that if he wears a toupee?
It's already too many, so I don't know.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, she's coming on the show next week.
If you got her on the show,
I'm joking. What? Give me something, boys. Obviously joking.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Yeah. Anyway,
Look, I'm not saying the Dogs are a premiership team.
Whoa.
But-
you just did.
There we
But
go.
no, they're not. I'm not saying they're a premiership team.
Yep.
But every premiership team gets goals from midfield, and as you mentioned, that's a big reason why they're winning
Very
games
good
at the
point.
moment, and been good without the Bont.
Yep.
But now that he's back, it's just another element.
Yep. You talk about Harms. Is that his career best game? 4 goals, 22 disposals.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I reckon that's up there.
Give us a little pig noise.
Is that what you
Why
want?
did you do it?
I don't know. I'll do anything.
I think his
Why
nickname-
are we just making animal noises in this show?
I think his nickname's Pig or something.
Is it?
I don't know. It looks
I
like
don't think
he's
it
got
is.
like pig teeth.
If his nickname's not Pig and I just did that noise.
What do pig teeth look like?
I don't know.
This
Horse
show-
teeth. Make
Oh,
a
yeah,
horse.
the fans want to know how the fan bases are feeling. So GWS, what do we reckon?
GWS, a lot of concern. I
Yeah.
think they're a little bit nervous. They're starting to get in the edge of their seats a little bit. And whereas the Dogs, they're on
so
the edge
happy.
of their seats for a different reason. They're loving the football that's being played.
Yep.
And they're winning games. Can't go wrong.
There we go. I can't believe I just did a pig impression, but
Yeah,
there we go.
Don't know why you did that.
That's all we do for this show. I've done worse on this show. We know that. We know that. I reckon I have. All right, Sunday, People's First Stadium, the People's Stadium as they call it.
Sunday fun day.
Sunday Fun Day, as Leo likes to
Ooh.
call it. Gold Coast versus Sydney. The scores, stats, everything in between, please, Leo.
Gold Coast 17-15, 117 to Sydney 12-7, 79. Now, all you need to know about this game is I had a long shower and Gold Coast went from 3 goals down to about 10 goals up. What on earth just happened there?
Do you want to know more about the long shower or the game?
The game. The long shower was
Damn.
very uneventful.
Yeah.
It was more of a sad shower.
Oh, why?
I don't know. Just one of those days.
Are you a sad song in the shower?
No, I don't listen to music.
No. What do? You just stand there?
Stand there, wash myself.
Yeah, I'd watch
Yeah.
that.
Fair enough.
No, I'm pretty sure this game was better than that.
You know, this game was a lot better than that. But I needed to get refreshed for this show. But Sydney started this game really positively. Like,
Yeah, they were all over them.
they got 5 goals up at one stage.
Yep.
In that second quarter. You had Chad Warner firing 2 goals, 24 disposals, signs for 2 years and then kicks 2 goals. It's fitting.
Written in the stars.
Written in the stars. Matty Roberts was good with 28 touches. Heaney, 20 and a goal. I'd love for Heaney just to get a few more disposals. He's very
he's
impactful.
dropped off a bit, yeah.
But a few more touches. And I just think Swans, there's a few of their bottom 6 players just letting them down. You know, Florent hasn't been in the best of form. Hayward, only 6 disposals this game and 3 frees against. And you got guys like Corey Warner, James Jordan, not really.
Yeah, James Jordan has a pickup, like he's supposed to be, he's supposed to be a really good tagger.
I think he's been good, Jordan, but
Yeah.
this wasn't one of
Yeah.
his better games.
Like Brody Grundy got dominated as well.
Yeah.
He only had 9
Big
touches,
Witsy.
23
we need to
hitouts.
talk about Witsy.
And I was just about to, so thank you for the segue, lads. 18 disposals, 5 frees, 4, so he's working hard in the ruck there. 28 hitouts, and he kicked a point. I wish it was a goal. 125 SuperCoach points. He was superb. Yeah, we got to give him credit. And it sucks for Ned Moyle, who we love on this show.
Oh, he's been on the show, friend of the show. Great,
Yep.
best mallet in the business.
That's how good Witsy is. He's keeping, Ned Moyle is a number one ruckman somewhere else, and he's keeping him out of the team. Humphrey was awesome. 4 goals, 18 disposals. Johnny Noble, the weapon, 30 touches.
The weapon.
He's the weapon, mate.
His weapon, apparently. That's the other thing about Bailey Humphrey. 16,000 SuperCoaches traded him out this week.
Oh, I thought you said he's scored 16,000.
He scored 16,000 in Super.
No, 151 he scored, which is superb.
Yep.
Look, I know the Suns with the second half blitz get this done, but it's a bit like Port Adelaide. Would you be a bit concerned, and this can go into the fan bases, about like they're down 5 goals at home against an out-of-form Sydney team. Why does it take a bit of a rev up for them to get going?
They got the job done, though.
Yeah.
Like, in the past, they would have... If you're down by 20 Gold Coast, you're like, oh, pack her up. Like,
100%.
at least they get... And then they smashed them after that. They were really good.
So I suppose as a fan, you'd be happy, obviously, but you probably maybe want to see a bit more of a complete performance.
No, I agree. I thought,
Yeah, Sydney fans kind of touched on it in the ladder check. They're probably right now thinking, if we don't start winning consistently, finals are done. You said they're out of the finals race, Stats Guy. I think they're still in it. Hawthorn were 0-5 last year. I think Brisbane were 2-5 or 3-5.
But it's very, very rare. It's very rare to make the finals from where they are.
I reckon you get
But
one.
they have done it before. They were ones.
They were
to
0-6, weren't they, one year? Yeah. 2017, I reckon.
I think they were playing a lot... No, they weren't playing a lot better because they were 0-6. But that season they were going to play a lot.
There
and a lot less
seems
injuries.
to be something different about them.
There is.
Half their list is injured. I will say that. And I'm not saying there's there's not many superstars injured, other than maybe Callum Mills. I'm going to get some comments here. Let me know in the comments. Oh, Gordon. Yeah, there's a few superstars. Oh, Papley.
Wait, we said Mills.
Okay,
are they missing a trick in the midfield? Does Heaney need to go back and play in the forward?
No, I think they're missing a trick in the forward line and how they move the ball.
Yeah, but could that be Heaney?
No, I think it's their movement into the forward line. Okay. I think it's more of a system thing.
I think, I'll take it back.
I still think they have the tools, but it's a bit just janky.
Yeah, I think it is to do with their injuries the more we talk it out. But
it is Dean Cox's first year as coach
and there's still long seasons to go. So we'll have to wait and see for that one. All right, that's Gold Coast Sydney. Let's get into the other Sunday game at the MCG. This was one of the most fun games I've watched all season. There was so much happening. Carlton versus Geelong. Marcus, have you got the scores and everything in between?
Yes, Carlton 14-10, 94 to Geelong 12-4, very accurate, 76. The Blues win by 3 goals. And for periods of that game, it sounded like there were about 200,000 people in the MCG.
And there was only 67,000.
So it was a great crowd for a great game, but rewarding for Carlton because they obviously had 8 more scoring shots. They dominated disposals, almost had 70 more. They had about 50 more marks as well.
19
clearances,
more inside 50s.
Yeah, clearances, inside 50s, everything in between. They got on top on the scoreboard, so definitely deserved to win.
Yep.
But they didn't do it without a scare because Geelong threatened to come back in that third quarter and at the start of the last quarter as well. The Dangerfield played very well again. Bailey Smith was superb with 29 and a goal. Exact stat line as George Hewitt. Sam Walsh returned back to form. He had 30. He had a good game.
He was really good. Yeah.
Back on the outside.
2 goal assists.
Yep.
The new Grind Myers, man. As you like to see.
Oh, no Grind Myers this week.
No.
Actually, that's why Geelong lost.
You know who fit into his role, though? Sean Manor.
Yeah, he got career high, I'm guessing. 26 disposals.
11 tackles.
Yep.
I think it was
really good.
Yeah, killed it. Jeremy, the Talls dominated this game in terms of the scoreboard. Jeremy Cameron, 4 goals, 2. Harry and Charlie kicked 3 each, 6 between them.
First time they've really combined. Obviously, Harry's been out.
This is maybe the second time they've had a proper run of like a full game together.
Yep.
So things to look forward to for the Blues, but are they back? Are they back, boys?
I'm not convinced.
Not yet, because I think Geelong...
It's a good win, though.
Geelong, that was a very good win because Geelong were threatening, and this is like the first time Carlton responded, but Geelong played really bad. Like they're passing...
You've said that for a few weeks now.
I don't think they've been playing that well.
Do you hate Geelong?
No, actually, don't mind Geelong. I hate a lot of teams, but I don't mind Geelong. Other than their game against Brisbane, which they look really good, the comeback, they just look scrappy. They don't hit targets. There's a few, the Irish boys. I love Ireland. I love the Irish recruits, but they're 2 of the worst AFL players. Mullen and O'Connor. They give away so many goals.
I know you were probably on the way to the Hawthorn game. At the Hawthorn game.
He cost them so many goals.
But O'Connor turned the ball over very
often.
easily. Yeah. And I think the Blues ended up scoring 60 or 70 points from turnover, which they just haven't done in recent weeks. So,
Yep.
Good signs for the Blue Baggers.
Yeah, the other good sign for the Blue Baggers is a man that I was saying, why did they recruit him? Because he's pretty old. Nick Haynes. He was one of their best players.
Yeah, he was.
I think he had about at least 8 intercept marks. He had, how many marks for the game? He had, let me just double check that, 13 marks for the game. And I'm pretty sure at least 8 of those were intercepts. He was unbelievable. He just got in the right spots, used his body. It was like Nick Haynes of old. We haven't seen that for 5 years.
Yeah, it's good to give him plaudits because everyone was on his back.
I was on his back.
Rightly so.
He was bad.
Yeah, to respond and probably work into the new system a little bit. It's good to see.
Another soft tissue injury, though, for Zach Williams.
Yeah.
Kicked the first goal of the game and then did his calf not too long after that.
And then Stewart was hobbling really badly.
Yes.
And then he somehow, because he got Mr. Miyagi out the back, I reckon.
Was he had his MCL?
Yeah.
MCL issues?
Yeah, MCL.
So the commentators were saying they think that even if he has a sore knee for the rest of the season, he's just going to try and play through it because
he's that type.
He's had that many. No, but he's had that many injuries. They're like, stuff it. Like, you can just play until you can't walk. That's
play until we'll pull you out now or before the game.
Yes. Yeah, classic Chris Scott. Can't get away with this. He just can't.
He's done it again.
The two things that I just wanted to touch on before we finish up with this one. Will White. Jeez, that's a bit of a tongue twister.
Will White.
He shanked one to hit the post just outside the goal square.
I missed that because I was at the game.
And then Georgie Hewitt. Clutch finish, absolutely roosted it through the middle. It was awesome.
Surely Will White's nickname is Walter.
Sure, that's a good one.
Got to be.
Yeah.
Well, is the nickname on our show now is Walter.
Middle name?
Nickname.
Will Walter White?
What if Will Walter White?
www. There we go.
.com.
.com. Oh, that geez. All right, how the fan base is feeling? Oh, obviously. Boys, the Blues. They'll be so excited.
Can't believe you just did that.
And we cut down to Lygon Street now where it is on fire.
It's on fire. The pizzas are being thrown everywhere.
Yeah, they're climbing the street poles, the street signs.
No, I was going to say happy for Carlton fans. I'm not. But the fact that they beat a team that's going to be up there this year, I'll be very happy with.
Yeah,
but I do think that Geelong played really badly. But that's maybe.
So how are Cats fans feeling?
Cats fans are a little bit worried, I think. They've only had 2 or 3 games where I go, they played well. Like Monday, both teams were very off.
Easter
Monday,
sorry. Yeah, I think they're a bit worried. What do you reckon about Cats fans?
Yeah, I think
they're still making the finals.
They're happy that they banked the 2 wins before, like 2 weeks before, because they were both 50-50 games, being down against Adelaide, Hawthorn. So they'd be happy they banked it. Blip in the radar, they're hopefully thinking.
Yep, fair enough. All right, last one. For some reason, the Hawks are at Marvel Stadium. Sunday, Hawthorn versus West Coast. Leo was there. He's 4th team of the weekend that he supports. He's in his Hawks scarf. Leo, what happened at Marvel Stadium?
So the scores, 18-16, 124 Hawthorn to West Coast, 11-8, 74. I've got 2 words for you, boys. And this is all you need to know about this game.
Okay.
Marbio Chol.
Oh, but he was. I saw a lot of the game.
He got
the first
good.
step. Yeah.
Nah, he was very good. 17 touches, 9 marks, 3 goals. He
took a screamer.
He took a couple screamers, I reckon. Yeah. He just looked strong with the hands, and I know I'm not going to expect that from Marbio every time, but he was good, and I was happy for him. Big Meek in the ruck, he monstered Flynn. 19 disposals, 58 hitouts, if you don't mind.
He got the first. So I was tracking my little Supercoach team. He got the first 12 hitouts of the game.
Yeah, he was superb.
They just couldn't get near him.
Yeah, the centre clearances, I think, at the start were fueled by Meek, and then West Coast kind of got back into that. I thought one of Hawthorn's best players was James Warple. I know he only had 24 disposals, but he was in and under. He was very clean. He was breaking tackles left, right, and centre. So it was a really important game for him coming back from injury.
He's one of those that has 20 and a goal pretty much every week.
He's an important player for us because I think when he was out, the impact was felt. So yeah, good for him to be back and just amongst it.
What about Jack Gunston? A little bit of a shout out. He's winding back
I
the
was
clock
getting there, mate. I was getting there. Yeah, 4 goals. His snap in the last was very nice to see. He's probably our most informed forward apart from Marbio. No, he's more informed than Marbio.
Yeah, he's a lot more informed.
But we just wanted to see Tom Barras kick a goal.
They got sent forward. He runs he's like a tall libber. He runs like libber.
Does he run like this?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like this?
Similar hairdo as well.
And just one more shout out for Hawthorn. Cam McKenzie. He's a young Sam Mitchell, if I've ever seen it.
Oh, that's a big call.
No, his movements, mate.
Is he an angry man, is he?
He's not yet, but he just moves like him. It's
I like
nuts.
that comparison.
Now, I know West Coast lost this game by 50 points.
Yep.
But I genuinely, I saw some signs.
Yeah.
And I know Flynn, he got monstered, but he worked back into the game. He can be proud of that.
Yep.
Marek down back, 25 touches, was really good. One that didn't really light up the stat sheet, 19 disposals, 7 tackles, played on ball the whole day. Jack Hutchinson.
Oh, that's his breakout game, I reckon.
I really liked the way he went about it on ball. Just lively. Probably has to fix up his disposal and get more of it, but I thought he was positive. Hewitt probably needed to kick it a bit more. 13 touches from 13 handballs from 17 touches.
Yeah, he needed a few more kicks in there, but he might have got a few clearances.
So,
What about last year's goal of the year winner?
goal of the year winner.
Harley
Harley
Reid.
Reid.
Oh, Harley Reid.
19-2.
19-2.
He was
Again,
all right, yeah.
He wasn't he's explosive best.
He hasn't been an explosive best all season.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't know. I just think in terms of how the fan bases are feeling, West Coast fans, again, I know they lost by 50, but there were plays there.
There was, yeah.
And players that you can be happy about.
Can I say one thing on them losing by 50? They probably should have lost by about 80.
You reckon?
You guys kicked 7 goals, 12 from set shots.
That's true.
And you missed a few easy ones. And there was the few skill errors. I
That's
reckon
true.
you could have won by like a lot more. But
What I will say
they
is
kept in it. They kept in it.
yeah, there were a few plays, and I really liked, again, didn't light up the stat sheet, but Ginby, 11 disposals.
Jimby? I don't
Is
know.
it Ginby? Jimby?
Ruben Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimby, I think.
I'll have a gin and tonic. Thank you.
Yeah, Jimby and tonic. Yeah.
Jimby and tonic. He just provided some dash off half back.
All right.
Yeah, I still
but-
think it's been played out of position.
I agree. I think if he plays more half back than key position, then go for your life.
He's a very good tackler as well.
He is.
Long
He's
as they face the
ferocious.
competition.
Yep.
So
How did the pencil go?
pencil update.
Last weight, yeah. Pencil update.
Pencil
HB.
update. 24 disposals. Not many marks or tackles. He's more of a
Outside.
inside player.
Ooh, but
you
when-
don't know football.
Where is he?
Give
I haven't
up.
watched him yet.
Is he going to turn from a pencil into a pen this year? Is he going to get his
Not
pen
this
license?
year.
Pen license.
That's a great. And,
No,
I'm still
no,
waiting.
that's very
This
good.
couch is ready to be a dad.
He's cooking here. We are.
Whoa,
Joint.
together.
Not sure
No,
about that.
give it a couple more years. I think he's more of an inside player
Fair
for
enough.
now, but he'll keep his spot.
Yeah, we talked about West Coast fans, Leo. Hawthorn fans, how they feeling?
Yeah, look,
You're in the top
I know
four
we won
again.
by 50, but I'm still a bit worried. I think
Something's missing.
something's missing.
Okay.
And I think we play a very high risk game, and we miss one kick and it's over. Type thing.
That's a big call.
So I don't know. I need to see more.
Fair enough.
No, but you got another one, a similar sort of game coming up as well. I think you'd have Richmond.
I'm actually worried for that one. They've got.
Richmond. Come on.
I'll speak to you next Sunday about it.
he's getting a bit
Getting emotional.
You're getting emotional over there. All right, that's the round 7 results. Let's get into the tipping results, lads. Like I said before, this is a little bit better than last week. I think I got 2 last week, my worst ever performance. I've ended up with 6. Leo's ended up with 6. You've
Yeah.
ended up with 7, Marcus. I went with
Yes.
the Crows. I went for the Hear Me Out segment, which will be back again on Thursday. Why did I tip
Well,
the
it went
Crows?
0-1.
Oh, is it 0-1?
Will we let it back?
Yeah, well, I will. I will let it
Okay,
back.
alright.
What did you miss out on, Leo? I missed out on the Crows,
Well,
Dogs.
I tipped Richmond in this, but I tipped Melbourne in other comps.
Yep.
So
Why'd you tip Richmond?
just believed, mate.
Believed. All right, there we go. All right, big call results. I don't know.
Why
Why do we go through this? Cadman 4+, he ended up with 1, so that's a big stinker by me. Leo, Dacos was really good.
I was the closest.
Ned
out
Long
of
was
them.
also pretty solid, so you were the closest probably.
Oh,
Marcus said that
I reckon I was pretty close.
told Goldstein
It
to
was
win the Anzac
pretty
10 medal.
close over here.
Goldie
pretty
put up a
close.
strong fight against, he matched
He
Darcy
was
Cameron.
serviceable. He did
But-
his job.
Don't think he was robbed of the medal. Is that what we're saying?
Yes, absolutely.
Right in front of me.
Fair enough.
Right in front of my
Right in
eyes.
front of me. All right, best on ground of the week. We've got a few different way we're going to do this. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, Leo. So best on ground of the week. This is across all the games. Best players. Could you give us the 3, 2, 1? We'll go
I'll
like
start
Brownlow
with,
votes.
yeah, I'll start
Three's
with
obviously the best.
Three's the best, but I'll start with
1.
One.
Yep, 1 vote.
James Harms, I'm giving it to.
Oh, really? You read it out like that? 1 vote from the Western Bulldogs, Jay
Oh.
Harms.
Oh, so yeah, if you want to get nerdy.
Sure. 4 goals, 22 disposals, looks like a pig, acts like a horse. We love him.
Why?
Well, if his nickname is not Pig,
I think it's,
It's not-
given.
it's- I think
Yeah,
it's
and
horse.
I did a pig noise for no
I
reason.
think it's horse because I think he has horse teeth. I don't know. But he gets 1
Pig
vote.
teeth. I just realised what he
yeah, his nickname is Horse.
I got the animals. What the hell was that?
Did a
Did
name.
you hear that? He neighed.
Yeah.
2 votes.
2 votes.
Max Gawn.
Yes.
We already touched on 25
Beast.
disposals.
34 hitouts.
34 hitouts, 12 score involvements, but the 3 votes of the weekend go to Lachie Neale.
Oh. He was going to do a drum
Gonna do a drum roll. Still was waiting
Well, we
for it.
really didn't plan this out. He was awesome everywhere. Gut
goals.
runner. Doesn't matter if you have bad tattoos, according to these two. 31 disposals, 3 goals, 12 score involvements. How good?
Yeah, he was unbelievable. He's definitely the best on
If
ground.
you see this, Lachie Neale, come down to Melbourne. We'll give you your award.
What are we going to give him?
What?
A hug.
A hug. There we go.
Yeah. Leo gives good hugs.
Honourable
so
mention though to Steele Sidebottom. He obviously had career high 15 clearances, but
won the medal.
I think Lachie Neale was the best this week.
Agreed.
Yep.
Best team of the round. Marcus is going to do this one. Same format. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Yep. One, the Pies on Anzac Day. Get
Oh,
the
I
job
thought you were going to
done
do
again.
C Magpies. One vote.
See, Magpie.
See Magpies. Oh, I will, mate. I will.
No, don't
I
do
will.
that.
2 votes. C Blues against the Cats.
Why do
And
I like this?
3
is
votes. W Bulldogs.
W Dogs.
W Doggies.
The W Dogs.
Hey.
That's when they win.
Dogs.
The W Dogs.
Give us a bark.
Why are they the best team of the round, Marcus?
Just because, man. They got to win.
you
They
tell
got to
us-
win in. They got to win in good fashion against the side that's going to be contenders.
Yes.
And and Stats Guy just can't cop any hints, can he? So we'll just let him suffer the consequences.
What? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about here. All right, that'll do us for the AFL Today Show before this gets out of hand. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you subscribe to AFL Today Show on YouTube. Follow us on X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure Facebook is Aussie Rules Today, not just AFL Today AU. That's for footy content all season long. Subscribe, star, like all of our shows on your podcast apps. That's Cricket Today Show, which is back on Tuesday for a bit of IPL action. AFLW today, hold all tickets, True Bloods, and Honest Beers. So much happening in this studio. Thank you so much to Alessi behind the camera. Great work producing. Thank you very much, Leo. One of your teams that you're going to hold up the scarf there.
Thank you.
There we go. Thank you very much, Marcus.
Thank you.
And that's it for AFL today. We'll catch you on Wednesday for the Midweek Madness.